I'm trying to order the material, but then it has a natural chaos as well.
The way you go about making something has to be very deliberate.
There is a place for objects that are made by head, hand, and heart and are used that way. I'm a sculptor.
I'm a silversmith.
I'm a glassmaker.
I am a potter.
I suppose I'm a maker.
A lot of the new products that we make are something that we were making something else and a mistake was made, and the next morning we might see it and decide, right, that looks nice, can you tweak it a little bit this way or that way? And you know, that's how a lot of our products come to be. We make frilly vases and frilly bowls. Originally, this one was probably a straight up cylinder vase, and it came out a little bit wide, and then it was spun a bit too quick, and it just went, well, that's how they came to be. My name is Rory Leadbetter, and I'm a glassmaker at Jerpoint Glass. So I'm turning the iron, picking up the glass. It's been likened to picking up honey on a spoon. It's a similar consistency. The furnace is working temperature is about 1125 centigrade, which is just over 2000 Fahrenheit. These are little granules of chipped up coloured glass. I just dip the hot glass onto the top of them and they stick to it. I then melt them in. For the blue they use cobalt, or green is iron oxide. We drag 3 strands of the colour back up through the piece. Well, I suppose how they discovered glass was, you know, scorched parts of the desert from lightning strikes. As for coloured glass, you know, it is just innovation and experimentation, which is the same thing that I do here, you know, kind of in my spare time, trying to come up with new ways and new techniques and, you know, new colours, new mixtures of colours. We blow the bubble by trapping a bit of air inside, creating a small bit of pressure. That bit of pressure blows out the bubble. And this is what we call the post. Once the post is cooled down enough to be stable, we case it with more glass, the main body of the glass. Making glass, it's all about balancing and strategically heating and cooling different parts of the glass. It's very rewarding work because, you know, the following day, the piece that comes out of the leer, which is what we cool it down in, that's the finished piece. You know, nothing happens after that. So if you make that piece, that's it, it's done forever. Now James is blocking it to cool down the outside as well as give some shape to it. We use a wooden block usually made from fruit wood like apple or pear wood or cherry. Glass cools down in about 15-20 seconds of working to a kind of a semi-solid. Now what he's doing now is called necking. He's using what we call a sax or a jacks just to create a neckline so that when we go to break it away from the hollow iron onto a solid iron to open up the other end, it breaks off where we want it to. So he's letting it fall down to its full height, but at the same time blowing air into it to keep it wide. My father was making laboratory glass in England in the kind of mid-70s, early 70s, and he got the opportunity to go to Orifors, which is a big glass blowing studio in Sweden, to learn more about making glass, and he jumped at the opportunity. So I think he moved to Ireland then and eventually started up his own company here in the late 70s, and it's been here ever since. It's 35 years now, and I'm the second generation. We're going to add 2 feet to it, a coloured foot first and then a clear foot. Now James is going to shape that while I go and get another clear bit to go on the bottom. We transfer it from the hollow iron onto a solid iron. Sometimes James will cut the rim if it's not dead straight. And with a piece of a carbon rod, I'm bending back a lip. I left school in 1998, which is 14 years ago, to start working here. I learned everything I know about glassmaking here. Put the handle on, let it hang down about another inch in length, all the time trying to keep it fairly straight. Grab it with the pinchers and twist it down onto the other end. Again with the carbon rod, finish the shape of the handle. And then we put it into the leer for 10 hours to cool down. It's very difficult to get your start in making glass, but the more time you get in the bench the better, and you never finish learning about making glass. You know, I'm always trying new things, but there's so many different techniques and so much you can learn. I'm here 14 years and I don't know the half of it. James, the master glassblower, he's here over 30 years and, you know, he's still learning every day, so it's very difficult to ever really master glass.